So anyway, I'm sitting here in my car. Last video was just too damn long. I'm sitting here in my car. It's lunchtime, lounging around. Ain't got anything to do after this. Anyway, and some chicks pull up, and they're like, first I hear them talking about like sandwich meat. Not like I'm listening in on them. I'm scrolling on my phone doing stuff, and anyway, then pretty soon I hear them. This is their conversation. I can hear them perfectly fine. Um, yeah, they're like, I hear a girl. No, that's a boy. He, she, and they kind of giggle. And I know they're talking about me, and that really struck a nerve within me. Like, that really hit home, to say the least. Like, that's something I never would have thought ever in my life. Even when I thought I was gay, like, that's something that when I thought about, like, I never got called that. I remember in GSA, they were talking about things like that and how that hurt. And I mean, you hear about it, like, in GSA meetings, I would hear it, and I would go, oh, yeah, yeah, that's messed up. That's sad. Like, that's offensive. But it is different. It is way different when you get it and when it hits home for you. Like when it is really directed at you, at your community, at people like you. It really hits a different note. And anyway, yeah, I just want to talk about like even this. It surprises me how much that got to me. I never would have thought that was something that would have offended me. Whether, I mean, I'm talking about even before knowing I was transgender and then even after, like, it's something I've never really, I mean, I've thought about hearing it, like, if I ever got called that, but I never thought again. I'm kind of shocked, like, it hurt me, like, it offended me as much as it did. Like, if I were to be called, like, a tranny, I mean, maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't, you know, it affect me so much. But then again, I guess I never know. I think he, she is a little bit more offensive because not only do they say she after it, but it makes it sound like I'm like this weird morphed thing. And, I mean, there are people who actually intersex and legally they are in a way some kind of obviously they are morphs, whether by their chromosomes, they're morphed as a male and female in some ways, characteristics by just genetically like their chromosomes, and you can't tell unless I guess maybe you look like their genitalia or whatever. And then there's some who actually they do have actual more outer bound physical traits besides just genitalia and anyway. But I'm not an intersex person, so I just it really does. It did offend me, and those were people who were in a few of my classes. They're spaced out, the classes, but I know, you know, I just looked over at, like, as soon as I heard that, like, when I heard the talk about, it's like, that, is that a girl? And that's a boy. Like, I heard, like, the discussion, like I said, I hear that sometimes, throughout the halls, like, people who used to see me before when I identified differently, when I looked more society deems as a girl. They'd seen me before in the hallways in other classes, and now they see me now, and they're like, oh, is that? No, that's a boy, isn't it? No, I knew her last year. That's, like, I've already talked about that. Talked about how it's annoying, but whatever. Yeah, it just, when they did that, I just looked at them. I stared at them, and I know they saw, one of them at least saw me look at them, and they kind of like looked at something else and I guess kind of ignored that I wasn't looking at them. But I'm like, that really offended me. I mean, talk like, is that a girl? Is that a boy? That annoys me. But it doesn't make me grit my teeth as much as that did. I mean, that, wow. Anyway, I just want to talk, that hit me. I wasn't expecting that. But I'm also going to say, I mean, it's stuff like that I mean, I can't get away from because this is a very ignorant world. And plus, when it seems like when society really puts out cisgender stuff and binary heteronormative things that they advertise in the media, um, and they advertise in churches still, most of them, and other things. It just, homes, domestic life, yeah, it just really fucks up everyone's heads. Then you have people who are accustomed to, I have this between my legs, so, I have to be drawn more towards sports and being rough and liking blue and dark colors, green and grays. And then if I have this missing between my legs, then I have to wear skirts and I have to be into painting and ballet. And, it just, and then also things like that, Is it a boy or is it a girl? I don't know. It's a tranny. It's a he, she. They're a freak. Or even something stemming from another type of bullying. Oh, who's that quiet kid in the class? I don't know. He's weird. I see him, drawing all the time. I don't know. He has like weird drawings and stuff. I don't know. He's weird. No one talks to him. I don't talk to him because he's a freak. He's a weirdo. You know, like when society has, its own customs, its own ideals, when they really push the image of this is what a boy is, this is what a girl is, this is what they do, this is what they don't do. Um, this is what someone who is emo, I've already talked about it, but this is what someone who's emo is like. This is how they're weird, this is how they're freaky. You stay away from these people, and anyone who displays any kind of behavior that's known as weird, if they're not that socially outer bound as the next person who's known as like the popular kid, well then they're that weirdo. They're that weird kid is like in the corner. They're marked down as not having any friends, and I mean partially it's because of the stereotypes. I'm just saying stereotypes branch obviously, as many of you can realize, there are many different branches of people, whether it's you're deemed as that emo weird kid, or just that weird kid because they never, in like that certain class, right? They never see you talk to anyone. So you're like that weird kid and like they want to start calling you emo and everything and make fun of you and all that shit. Or you're that gay guy because sometimes your voice goes up, or sometimes you put your hand on your hips, or because you're a cheerleader, because you like taking cooking classes. Because you're that one guy on the wrestling team or tennis team, whatever, who isn't swearing or putting down women. You must be gay or something. You must be, you're a dyke if you like bag your clothes, if you don't ever show off your ass, if, some of your other, female friends don't see you dating boys, you must be gay or something. Anyway, you get it, if you're black, you must be ghetto, and I know I'm bad for that too. I'm kind of bad for that too. But, I mean, well, no, I do know the difference, but anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just saying, I wasn't expecting that to hit me like it did, but it did, and I'm gonna let this video end. Yeah, but either way, Jonathan, we have to just know that even stuff like that's progress, and even stuff like that can happen by whether it's by students, which it did, it can happen by teachers, administrators, by officers, which shit like that has happened by a police officer here. He's a dick. It's not gonna stop us because we know how we're progressing. We know in some way how we plan to progress. We're not going anywhere. We are real. I mean, we have to tell ourselves that all the time when we're stuck at that place with our mom who wants to tell us that this is all just in our head and we're just being dumb and, we're ridiculous and we're annoying, we're drama. We're not going anywhere. We are real. This is real. We are transgender. We know that. This is real. We're not going anywhere, John. And, we can perfectly damn well prove it to all these fucks who want to tell us that we're weird, that we're wrong, that we're drama, that we're nonsense. We can damn well prove to all these fuck faces by sticking around, and I mean in life, and showing them, no, you were wrong. I progressed. I kept at it. I kept on with life. Keep on keeping on. Shit, Joe Dirt, keep on keeping on, Whatever these fucks say, that's not gonna stop how I feel. It's not gonna stop what I want to do. Sometimes it seems like it really gets in the way. Sometimes it really hurts me. It does, and it makes me want to question my entire existence. It makes me just want to die, but I mean, we can't, We'll pass by. Every single day, even if it's a horrible one, even if it's a day where I have to just laugh off stuff like that. He, she, come on. Yeah, it hurts, but it's just another day, another experience, that I can try to make positive, even if it is a bad one, because of stuff like that, and I get it constantly like that day, or I get it constantly from my own mother at home. I mean, even if it's a bad day, in a way it's a positive day because, it's a positive thing because at least that day's not going to last forever. Like, I can always know this is just one day. It's gonna pass, you know? I can always this is a positive day. You know, this is a positive thing. What just happened with those idiots? He, she, I mean, come on. It's positive because at least I'm gonna be able to get over it. I'm gonna overcome someday. I'm gonna be the man who I wanna be. I'm gonna look like the man, you know, who I wanna look like. You know, it's just, and I'll do that shit through me. Just like how I bought my own damn clothes. No one else did that shit but me. You know, so I know even through all those negatives, like my mom denying me, telling me I was weird and that I was just a big problem when I wanted to start dressing how I wanted to dress sophomore year. Well, it's a positive looking back on it because it's like, hey, at least I made it through. And if I never would have went through all that mess, you know, I wouldn't have been able to fully appreciate how good it feels to wear, you know, the things that I wear now. Not as much anyway. And same thing, when I'm fully transitioned, when I fully come into my own as a man, as my own man, and as far as getting, you know, making the physical stuff actually catch up speed, like with my mental state, you know, when I'm fully in transition, or have fully transitioned, 8 years on testosterone, 13 years, even if it's like 2 months into testosterone, that's a positive thing. All these days and all these stupid comments that I get from all these fuck faces, they will be positives for me because I can look back and say, I made it through that. Those are negatives, but you know what? I'm here now. And that's how it's positive. So, John, let's just keep on, okay? Let's just keep on, pal. Let's keep on. Let's just keep on. You know, it's a hell of a long journey, but you know, it's always going to be another mountain. Always going to want to make it move. Doesn't matter how fast I get there. Sometimes you're going to have to lose, you know? Really. May sound cliche, but that's true. This doesn't matter how fast you get there or what's on the other side. It's about the climb. Really. One day at a time. Through the bad days, you're gonna look back on it, it's gonna seem like such a breath of fresh air, because at least they're over with. So that's all I have to say to you, John, okay? Shit, I was here talking like third person. Shit, talking to myself. I'm gonna be watching this shit, talking to myself, and anyway. Oh, whatever. See you, John. Keep on keeping on. Keep up the faith, man.